Patreon, going strong. If you want to go over there and join in on the fun, we got 3 tiers on Canadian dollars. First tier is $3 a month, where you get these episodes ad free. You also get AMAs once a month, or learn about me episodes once a month. And then on the second tier, which is $5 a month, you get everything from the first tier, as well as coverage of a reality show of yesteryear. That's right now Jersey Shore, currently in season 3. You can also go to the main feed, where there will be the first episode of every season released there, so you can try that before you head over to the Patreon. And then on the third tier, you get everything from the first 2 tiers, as well as coverage from a true crime documentary. We got the backlog of Ashley Madison documentary, Man with 1,000 Kids, Into the Fire, Lacey Peterson, and again, all those episodes for the first episode of each is in the main feed, so you can try that before you head over. So if you are interested, you can head over to patreon.com/realityt times 2, and you can sign up for whichever tier you feel for. Again, you can try before you buy, which basically means you can try any tier for a week before committing to it. Even if you are on other tier, if you are on tier 1 or the first tier and you want to go over to the second tier, you could still try that second tier for a week before committing to the upgrade. So again, that is at patreon.com/realityt times 2. And of course, the link is in the show notes, website, social media accounts. It's all available there. This episode is ad-free on the Patreon. So if you want to partake in that, you can head on over to patreon.com/realityt times 2. Welcome to Reality Tea Times 2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash reality TV we love to hate. I'm Janika, and today we are going to be discussing Perfect Match, episodes 3 and 4. If you haven't listened to the first episode, 1 and 2, it's before this one. So, and I did have some announcements on that one that I'm not going to repeat here. The only thing I'll say is watch out for the Twilight episode going to be coming out very soon to finish off the series. That's it. Let's go into the third episode for Perfect Match. So we left off with the dates for the new singles, and we left off with the fact that Mackenzie's like, oh, I just hope to rematch with Chris. Meanwhile, Chris was kissing Kayla. So right off the bat, when they get back, he doesn't even have a conversation with Mackenzie, not even a courtesy conversation, y'all. He just goes in and he's like, I'm matching with Kayla. And that's exactly what they do. They match like right away. It is insanity. Not even a conversation. I thought that was really shitty of him. Really did. Anyways, Allie and New Jimmy are talking and she's like, oh my God, are we like Troy and Gabriella? He does not know what Bravo is. And I'm just like, okay, first of all, she's dummy for trying to compare herself and him. No, Troy Bolton, he is not. But she's trying to compare herself to Troy and Gabriella. Because apparently this is the start of something new, I guess. I should do that one next. I should do High School Musical. Oh my God. That's going to be on. That's going to come up after I do the other ones that I have planned. That will be next. Ooh, I'm going to add it to my list. But yes, start of something new apparently. And then he doesn't know what Bravo is, one of the biggest television networks for reality television. Wow. Wow. But despite the fact that Mackenzie and Dave had a horrible date, they do talk. And they're able to kind of get on the same page with each other because she's pretty closed off. And he's like, I want you to open up. I want you to be yourself, like, whatever. So they were able to kind of have that conversation, and they do end up matching. So she gets to live another day. Jimmy, Jimmy, it's pissing me off right now because he's just being very disrespectful on the things that he's saying to her, right, to Allie, being like, I don't want to kiss Allie after she kissed Dave. You're on a show where you're going to be matching with one person or trying out something different or whatever. It is what it is the name of the game, and you're going to basically slut shame her in a sense because she kissed some guy. What the fuck? And it will not stop there. Jimmy and Allie do match, but it's not gonna stop there. Yaman and Natalie are talking, and he goes like Doctor Strange on her. Apparently, he's like, "Have you heard of Doctor Strange?" Because usually, what happens with Doctor Strange is that he can see all the different um endings or like how things are going to turn out. He can see all of the different ways this could turn out. Forget the word that he used. Multiple scenarios. That's it. That he can see all of the multiple scenarios for this one situation. And she's never seen Doctor Strange. I don't know if she's ever heard of Doctor Strange. I love Doctor Strange, but I'm just like, okay, all right. But then he starts wondering, is there something there between me and Natalie? So he asks her as much because they're friends. And he's like, I don't want to ruin our friendship, but like, do you want to match? And she says, yes, I love this. I love this. Friendship, blossoming into potentially something else. I love this. So Nick talks to Allison. He's just shooting his shot with her. But then she goes to talk to new Jimmy to see where his head is at. And he says, like, I would love to match with you. And she says, me too. So they match. And then with that, Nick, it's like knowing you. We can only really truly have one Nick on the show. And unfortunately, that's not going to be you because Nick Lachey is the Nick. Damari and Marissa also match. That happens after Nick leaves. But anyways, the next day, we have a challenge. This challenge is like Love Overboard meets Perfect Match. Jimmy, because they're being, what's the word? Planked. Again, if you haven't listened to my coverage on Love Overboard, please go over there. It wasn't too long before this one, actually. I think this was the last series I did was Love Overboard. But anyways, um, Jimmy is afraid of clowns. Same Jimmy. Same. So Allie gets planked because of it. Natalie, freaky deaky girl she is, actually had a fivesome with her friends, and Yaman's like, I hope not. I hope she didn't. And if she did, so what? So he gets planked because he thought there's no way in hell. Marissa has thrown up while doing oral sex. Allie once had sex so hard that she hit her head on her headboard and had to go to the ER. That was funny. Wow. So they get eliminated because he thought there's no way in hell that happened either. Why not? Why couldn't that happen? Dave, so the question was, first of all, was Dave 14 years old when he lost his virginity? She, with Mackenzie, she thinks, sure, why not? That's not true. Dave lost his at 20. How sweet. She actually thought it was. She's like, I don't know what the normal number is in Australia. No surprise, Chris hooked up with a 48-year-old reality star at 18. Kayla's like, what does that say about me? And I'm like, do you know what show he's from? Anyways, and she gets planked because she thought there's no way. Marissa and Damari, they win again. There is now a target on their back. 100% there's a target on their back now. So while they're on their date, Marissa and Damari, Nick comes over to the group and says, hey everyone, how y'all doing? I got something for you though. Y'all have to vote one man and one woman who's not here for the genuine connection, and whoever has the most votes will be going home tonight. It doesn't matter if you're a match with anybody. If, like, for example, one person says this person, but then they say the next person, but they're in a different coupling, don't matter. Y'all going home. So the first person they picked to go home is Kayla, which I thought, that's crazy. Like, Kayla's not even here that long. to really know if that's the case here. If anything, again, I don't know much about her. If I think anyone truly is not here for a genuine connection, fucking don't even know. I don't know. I can't pick anybody right now because it's too soon to be doing this. But Allison is like, this is wrong. She's like, if anyone truly wants a connection out of everyone here, it's her. And Kayla's like, I didn't realize that I came across this way, and now I have to go as soon as I connected with somebody. For the guys, it is a tie between Jimmy and Chris. If anything, I don't know who of the two should go home out of these two men. But because it's a tie, our couple, our daters, have to come back in and break the tie. So they end up choosing Chris to go home, which I'm thinking, honestly, Kayla's going home. That's who she's connected with. Chris is all in on Kayla. Makes the most sense, I guess. So he is the one going home. We are then in the boardroom the next day, I guess, with single ladies. Bree is now back on the board again, and he is still saying the fuck, I think not. Like, so again, the singles are the ones who'll be picking who they go on a date with, and they can pick up to 3 women to go on dates. So they lock him with, heard my thing autocorrected to Sassy, but I think it's Kazi. They lock in on her, and then they choose Sophie, who is from Love is Blind UK. I think she was on the last season. She was very opinionated on the things that she wants. I don't think she got anyone at the end. I think she left without, she didn't go past the pods, but, yeah, that's who we got. But now they're trying to decide if they should bring a third person in, and he does not want to bring his ex in. He's like, listen, if somebody else wants to bring her in, that's by all means, I'm not bringing her in. But there is a girl named Catherine who he knows. I think she's also on Too Hot to Handle. And he also says she could very well choose to match with him, or they take him on the date, which Marissa's like, then we're not picking her. Do you want to go on a date with her? Like, is that what you're trying to tell me here? So we're seeing some drama kind of coming up on the surface for these two. So anyways, that's it for episode 3. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll jump in with episode 4. Hi, everyone. So I have a new product for you to take part in. This one is called Zelda merch. Zelda, like the video game. So there's a little bit about Zelda merch. So they are the first store that is dedicated to the Legend of Zelda merch, and it stands out. At Zelda Merchandise, they specialize in delivering one-of-a-kind, high-quality Legend of Zelda merchandise that you won't find anywhere else. So whether you're a devoted fan of Zelda, or you collect unique items, or you're just searching for the perfect gift for someone, I could think of someone myself who I could gift this for, their exclusive products are designed to celebrate your love for the series. So they pride themselves in offering a diverse range of premium items. So you can get stylish apparel or stunning accessories to captivating home decor and collectibles. So what sets them apart is their dedication to bringing you rare and distinctive creations inspired by the iconic world of Zelda. So from exclusive designs featuring your favorite characters and symbols to custom crafted treasures, you won't find this anywhere else. Everything in their store is made to amaze. So these are different things that you can find. If you're interested, you can get exclusive designs inspired by Zelda's legendary world, premium craftsmanship at the best prices, unique creative products that elevate your fandom. So they have weekly bestsellers. They have different rings that you can partake in. They also have Bluetooth controllers or Joy-Con chargers, Nintendo Switch carry cases, Zelda games, of course, and they have Switch card holders, different controllers that are obviously Zelda inspired, or you can go for the more like merchandise type stuff. They have wallets, music boxes, phone cases, mouse pads, keycaps, purses, plushies, watches, mugs. I think I know what I'm going to be doing. I think I know what I'm going to be getting. A special person in my life who loves Zelda. They have mugs, alarm clocks, backpacks. They also have different jewelries, necklaces, keychains, earrings. I mentioned the rings already, or even just other fun stuff like puzzles, paintings, rugs, blankets, even bedding. They also have stickers if you want to go that route, or wall art, posters. You can also get things for someone's birthday, birthday themed Zelda, figures, lamps, Lego. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So if you want to partake in that as well as support the podcast, you can go to zelda-merchandise.com/reality2. So that again is zelda-merchandise.com/reality2 to partake in that. There is also a coupon code that will also be reality2 that you can also use at checkout as well to support not only Zelda merchandise, but as well as the podcast. And I'm back. Let's jump in with episode 4. It's gotta go to the top here. Okay. So, dude, Jimmy is dumb, y'all. I think have said this already, how dumb he actually is. He thinks that a rooster is not a chicken. A rooster's a rooster, and then a hen, it's just a hen. It's not a chicken. So then where's the chicken in the equation, sir? What a dumbass. A chicken. Okay. Some of us need to go back to school, apparently. A rooster is a male chicken. A hen is a female chicken. Ah. Just like with any other species of animal, you're going to have the name of what they will call the female and the male. There's like the cow, the bull is a male cow. Why are we so dumb as a nation? I don't get it. Well, not as a nation, a world. Because I'm not a part of your nation. I'm not part of his nation. Sorry, Americans. We ain't doing this. So the singles are here and they did decide to bring Catherine in. So she's here. Sophie is making the rounds. She's not into new Jimmy being younger than her by only 2 years. But honestly, Sophie comes across as a very smart and intelligent woman. I don't think Jimmy's going to be it for new Jimmy is going to be it for her. Not even the other Jimmy. I don't think it's going to be it for her. But Dave's favorite girl is Ellie, which would definitely shake shit up. It really would. Catherine wants to fuck shit up, of course, by saying Damar needs to not be a power couple. They need to make that happen. Which is interesting because of who she does decide to go on a date with, but we'll get to that. Cassie says that she likes to be a boss in a relationship. Sometimes it's so much easier this way. Yaman is like, I'm sorry, but if I have to be led, something is wrong with me. Which maybe something is wrong with you. But I think comes down to it is women are just smarter than you men. Sorry. We know what needs to get done, and we get the shit done. Cassie at least has to have sex twice a day. She has a very healthy sex drive, and she needs it twice a day, at least. Sophie and Jimmy are then connecting on the fact that they both got so much hate after Love is Blind. Here's the thing. I'm actually really surprised that Jimmy got so much hate as he did, only because, listen, yes, is it cool that he clearly hinged his choice on the fact that, he thought that, what was her name again? What's her face? Was saying she looks like Megan Fox and whatever. Yeah, sure, because he's clearly hinging his choice on looks, and that's not the point of Love is Blind. But at the same time, in his defense, she literally said she looks like a celebrity that she does not look like, and who actually looks like her is Jess. And I felt like it was really calculated that she said Megan Fox of all people, knowing that probably I really don't look like Megan Fox, but she does, to keep his eye away from her instead to go to her. I'm just saying, I don't get how Jimmy got so much hate as he did. Maybe I just don't remember the season. It's been so long, but I'm just like, am I missing something? Like, I don't listen. Of all the people on that show who deserved the hate the most, that was Jeremy, y'all, not Jimmy. But anyways, and Sophie again. I think because she's just an opinionated woman. Again, maybe I don't remember because it's been so long since I did that one too. Um, so I don't remember everything, but it's just like the fuck. Anyways, so yeah, they're connecting on that. But then Allie can see that they are talking, so she goes to where they are and she says, "Love you." Girl, you need to stop. And so Sophie's like, I don't want to deal with this type of drama right now. Like, I'm not in the mood for it. And he says this, he's like, um, there's some things that she does that like bothers me. But he also wants to see where things can go with Sophie potentially. And then Allie is like, I have to go talk to Jimmy. And he's talking to Dave, and he's like, hey, I want to explore you. Like, if he doesn't want to explore you, I do. And he's like, listen. Or she says this, actually. Listen, Jimmy activates my ninth house, which is about growth. But like Dave makes great smoothies. And Dave said that he would build me a deck, but like Jimmy said, I can only have 2 cats max. Like, so I'm a little bit in a predicament. Where did you find her? Like, she's funny as hell. But then here comes Nick, the only Nick we have left. Sophie is like, he's so hot. She actually says she used to have a crush on him when she was 13. Thank God someone knows who he is. Um, but I'm like, you know what? She's not wrong. He is hot. I also had a crush on him too. Let's be real. I did. Um, you know what? He's looking good. He is. Okay. Um, so she literally says, like, if he wasn't married, then I'd go after him. Vanessa will fight you. Let's not do this. So, Catherine, who would you want to take on a date? She picks new Jimmy. And Marissa takes a sigh of relief knowing that she ain't going with her mans. Allison does not, though, because new Jimmy is her mans. Then Cassie picks Jimmy, but Sophie wanted to pick him. She's like, shit. So now she's going to be taking Dave on the date. But she senses red flags with him. Don't you worry, y'all. She is going to tell him as much. While new Jimmy and Catherine are on their date in the pool having a relaxing moment, a bee comes and stings him and just ruins the mood. I think he also senses that new Jimmy is a piece of shit. Not that he's a piece of shit. He seems nice enough, but he's just, yeah, no, not it. Sophie tells Dave that he is a walking red flag, just like I told you she's gonna tell him. And he's like, well, it takes one to know one. Oh, shit, those are fighting words. But she's like, you know what? Yeah, I am a red flag. Actually, you know what? Not even a red flag. I'm an orange flag. But they do kiss. So there's that. Meanwhile, we see Allie trying to decide who is better for her. Is it Jimmy or is it Dave? Who could it be? Meanwhile, Dave is kissing Sophie and Jimmy is kissing. Who's he on a date with again? Who's he on a date with again? What's her name? Cassie. And he's on a date and he's kissing her on a date. So it's like, girl, you may not be able to pick neither because they are doing them. Anyways, y'all. This was a shorter episode, but that is it for this episode of Perfect Match. We'll be back with another one soon enough, but I think we'll pop in the last 90-day episode here next. So we'll see. We'll get to it. But yes, that is it for me. And that is it for this episode. If you liked what you heard, bear with me because I have not done an outro for the podcast in quite some time. So bear with me here. So if you liked what you heard, you can go to any of your favorite podcast apps. You can follow, make sure you don't miss a single episode. And you can also rate the podcast at either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It'd be greatly appreciated. As a reminder, any 5-star ratings that are given to the podcast or any comments that are given to the podcast will be read on the podcast, which I have done in the past. If you want to connect with the podcast through social media, you can find me at Facebook and Instagram at Reality T ×2. You can also find me at Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Reality ×2 Pod. I believe you can email me at realityt2@hotmail.com, and you can have any inquiries, anything like that, any ideas, any shows or episodes you want me to cover, you can definitely do that over there. And I am going back to our old website, and that is at solo.to/reality T ×2. There you can get any of the links to anything that I didn't mention here, any of the socials, website, email, all of that. It's all there for you. And we also have a new thing there where you can help support the podcast as well. It's called a tip jar. And you could tip whatever your heart's desire if you want to support the podcast, but don't want to necessarily support the podcast in going to Patreon, for example, or any of the links in any of the advertisements. You can do it there. But since we're on the topic of Patreon, you can head on over to patreon.com/reality T ×2, where there you can get access to even more than what I do here. There are 3 different tiers where you can get these shows ad free, as well as our next tier up where you would get another reality show that's being covered. So, we have Jersey Shore that's been getting covered. That's still being covered currently at the time of recording of this outro, but the future is bright with what's to come in the future, which I will be discussing, or I have discussed, I don't even know. And then also our next tier is a true crime tier as well. So you can definitely head over for that. But that is basically it. I will also just quickly mention here too, if you're interested in a different take of a podcast that I'm a part of, we do things a little differently, you can head on over to Next Take Podcast, where I usually drop bonus episodes here on this feed, but there you get a lot more. And that podcast is making changes. We're growing, doing new things, but you can definitely head on over there if you want to just hear a little bit different than what I do over here. So you can find that podcast over at our website, solo.to/next take podcast. And there we'll have all the links to your desire that will link you to any of your favorite podcast apps or YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of it. Social medias, it's all over there. But of course, you can still find that podcast at any of your favorite podcast apps. But that is it for this episode. We'll see you next time with another episode. Bye, everybody.